industry focus to the buy now, sell now lens as well. And today we're going to be focusing on the power space because the government has directed all gas-based power plants to operate in the May and June amid an anticipated increase in the demand during the summer months. Now, this is the first time that the government is using Section 11 of the Electricity Act 2003 for gas-based plants. Let's go across to my colleague Anisha, who is joining us to give us all those details related to that. Over to you, Anisha.
Yeah, Section 11 was already imposed for coal thermal power plants because the demand was quite high for the last 9 to 12 months. But anticipating summer demand, the government has gone ahead and imposed Section 11 for the gas-based power plants as well. What it basically means in layman terms is that the power plants will be mandated to produce power as and when needed, and they will ensure that the fuel supply and other things are also taken care of. In terms of the need for power, they will be told 14 days in advance, and 50% is what is the guaranteed offtake that the government is talking about. Of course, tariff is something which if is already set in the PPA, it will go that way. Otherwise, it will be decided by certain rules and committees. So that's also pretty much put in place as to what the tariffs are going to be like. Now, in terms of the key beneficiaries for this, IFL believes that this is a move to de-risk its reliance on coal units to meet the peak demand. PLFs can rise for companies like Torrent Power. There would be improvement in terms of volumes for the likes of GAIL, PLNG, GSPL, etc. as well. If this does get extended, because for now it's only applicable for 2 months, that is from 1st May to 30th June, but if it does get extended the way it has got extended for the coal thermal plants as well, every 1 million metric ton of incremental LNG imported will mean 5 to 10% EPS upgrade for the likes of GAIL, PLNG, and IEX also stands to benefit because there will be higher exchange volume. Specifically for Torrent Power, the stock is coming under pressure today. This is incrementally positive news for the entire sector, but the reason Torrent Power is coming under pressure is because Street was expecting there will be higher merchant tariffs this summer, given the fact that the supply and demand mismatch was strong. And Torrent Power's spare capacity will be utilized for that higher merchant power tariff, but that is not expected to happen now, and that's the reason the stock is coming under pressure. In fact, if it does get extended for the full year FY25, the EPS can get upgraded by 12 to 15% at least at the PBT level. But for now, it's just that there will be this near-term weakness because this will mean that the power will move away from that high merchant tariff rate to this Section 11 rate, and that's where the stock is coming under pressure. But IFL believes the near-term weakness is a buying opportunity. So we're watching out for this stock particularly, but overall a positive news for the power sector.
All right, thank you so much, Anisha, for actually putting into context what that particular development over the weekend meant of the entire power sector. And to talk more about the power sector, what's the way forward fundamentally as well as technically, we have Khush Bora who's joining us on the technical front, while we have Vivek Karwa joining us on the fundamentals. Very good morning to you, Khush, as well as Vivek. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And Vivek, let's come first to you. A recent move coming in order to amp up the electricity supply, like the way how Anisha mentioned, it is incrementally positive for the power sector. But what's your take coming in on the entire power sector as a whole?
In fact, whenever we have spoken, I have been bullish on the power sector, if you recall. So I continue to be bullish. Yeah, this kind of measures, gas related, this is going to be only for summer, which is say next 2-3 months, and after that again the would go the normal way. But longer term, the power consumption is set to increase in India, and I feel that maybe 5 to 7 years, the consumption from here, whatever we are consuming today, should already double, maybe by next 5 to 7 years. So there's a lot of scope in power segment, and I am quite bullish on the power sector as a whole. And going forward, even EV vehicles is going to play a big role in power consumption. So altogether, yes, I'm quite bullish.
You are bullish on the power sector. Then which are the stocks that you're looking at this point in time? Large cap, mid cap players?
I would right now go with NTPC and Power Grid if you look for next 5 years. So both the stocks look quite reasonably priced even now. And the way NTPC is again going into hydrogen, and their green IPO might come maybe next few months. So they are really dynamic and going for good. So I feel NTPC and Power Grid both should be a buy even at these levels.
Okay, NTPC and grids are the top recommendations coming in from Vivek. But Kush, coming to you, morning first of all, and from the power space, a lot of these stocks are powering ahead. But at this point, any of the stock that is on your radar?
Hi, Srishti. First up, a very good morning. Well, I agree with Vivek here completely. I have to pick three top sectors for the year. Power will feature in them. Now, what happens is that there is the entire universe that gets affected. There comes a secular time when the entire sector starts to do well. Actually is happening with the realty space. If you see home finances, developers, home improvement teams, all of them are doing well. Similar stories actually going on in the power space for some time now, at least a couple of months, if not longer. So, I think almost everything in this space will, of course, you still have to be a little selective, but this is, a sector where you still have to, have a chunk of your capital parked in. Now, said, a couple of names have already been discussed. I think Torrent Power, Tata Power, they've already been discussed. REC, NTPC, Vivek already mentioned. Let me bring in a slightly different, flavor. There's a stock called GPIL, Godavari Power. Now, this is a stock that we've had on our radar for some time now. As a disclaimer, it's been an recommendation to our advisory clients also fairly recently. Transformers and rectifiers, TRIL. Although it's too overheated territories now, but any kind of declines, and you could consider these. So a slightly different flavor, but Godavari Power, transformers, rectifiers, and if I can add one more, then NLC India. These are some of the stocks from the power space we have on our radar. And as I said, this is perhaps a particular run for the power space. A lot of different components, a lot of parts in this space, are doing well and will continue to do well for the next 12 to 18 months time frame.
Right, so those are the picks coming in from both of our experts, while it is TPC Power Grid coming in for Vivek. For Kush, it is Godavari Power, Transformers and Rectifiers, as well as NLC India, and this is particularly in the power space. But on that note, we slip into a break.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.